Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a project pan update. So I started my rolling 10 pan in January. I will link the intro video down below. And this is my first update and I already have quite a bit of progress, some things rolling out. So I will have new things at the end of this video to show you that I'm bringing into the project. But yeah, overall, it's been a great month of project panning for me. So let's go ahead and dive in. I will start with the eyeshadows that I had in last month. So I put in two different types of eyeshadows. I would consider them both like utility shades for me. One is a matte cream white setting shade. So I pulled my Ulta single eyeshadow here. It's the shade Pure as Snow, and I literally have one use left in here. I don't even know if you're going to be able to tell, but it's right up here against the rim of the pan, but everything else is gone. It did crumble a little bit for me, so when it crumbles and it falls out of the pan, I don't try to preserve it, but I have probably one, maybe two uses left in there. So I am going to be considering that one achieved. You know, the goal to finish this eyeshadow done, and I'll at the end show you what I'm going to bring in its place, but I'm very, very pleased with the amount of progress I was able to make here. So that's great. The other shade I had was a liner shade. So I pulled a shade from my ColourPop That's Taupe palette. I had it popped out in my little Z palette here. I just popped shades out to use in here. It's a little bit easier than having so many palettes open every day. But the shade that I had in here was the shade Bedrock, and my goal was to hit pan, which I did do. So you should see little sliver of pan down there. Obviously I target my brush in the same spot every day, but I use a wet brush and get down in there to do my eyeliner. And I really like using eyeshadow for liner. I've been doing it for a few years now, which is just like what I prefer now, but also helps me get through my collection and get more pan. So I also hit pan on this one, and it's going to be rolling out, and I'll have a new liner shade to show you at the end of this video when I show you all the things I'm rolling in. So two awesome eyeshadow, progress there. Let's move into powdered products next. So I'm working on this Hourglass Quad, specifically the setting shade, I guess. It's the this one right here, kind of like a banana powder. So my goal is to hit pan on it. I definitely am getting closer to pan. I ended up using this 16 times this month, and I do have a pretty nice flat surface there on the top of the dome, so we can tell that I am definitely using the product, but still quite a ways off from pan. This will be in for the majority of the year with the goal to hit pan, and then to finish it up will be, probably another year after that. But I did use this 16 times this month. Being that I'm not really using the bronzer or highlight or blush in here, it's a little bit easier for me to forget to come into this palette, but I certainly still like the powder. I like how it looks under my eyes and the wear it offers. Like, it just prolongs my concealer, so I just have to kind of remember to grab this sometimes. Okay, another powder product that I'm working on is my bronzer. So this is from e.l.f. It's the Primer Infused Bronzer. I already had pan on it. I've used this, let's see here, what do my notes say, 22 times this month. So I do, use this every day that I'm going to wear bronzer. It's the only one I've been reaching for. I do have comparison photos to show you of the side-by-side progress here. I'm swirling my brush all the way around. I'm not really focusing it on one particular area. My goal is to finish this bronzer this year, so I have a ways to go, but having significant pan on it to begin with was very much helpful. And as I look on the sides of the pan, I definitely see it worn down quite a bit. So it's not like it's all the way at the top of the metal pan on the side. It is worn down overall quite a bit. So I think that, this is going to be slow going, but then once it really starts to expand, it'll go pretty quickly. I also had blushes in here. So this is my CoverGirl Clean Matte Blush Palette. My goal is to reach for this palette 30 times. It doesn't matter what shade, but I did keep track of the shades, so this is what it looks like. And I've really just been using these two. This red one I haven't reached for yet. I think that'll be pretty in the summertime. So let me see here. I used this first shade, this kind of like magenta. It's got a little bit of sparkle to it, 12 times. I used this matte I don't know, that would be like more of a mauve-y purple shade, 6 times. So I've used this palette 18 times in total, which is great. So I have 12 more uses to go to hit my 30 use goal for just this palette alone. But I've really been enjoying it. I think that the colors are super pigmented. Like I can only tap in and then go to my cheeks like very, very lightly. But it's been fun to have deeper shades. I have a lot of like neutral, light shades, but nothing really like this kind of depth. So it's been really fun to play with these. And I think that it's really nice for the winter to give you that like fresh from, you know, the cold outside kind of look. So I really have been enjoying this. All right, next I also have a highlighter. This is a ColourPop Super Shock highlighter. I have the shade Monster, which has this really pretty like purple reflect. So it's a white with like a purpley pink shine to it. It's been awesome to wear with these blushes. I feel like it works really well. I do have it on today, and I really like it. I have a lot of golden highlights, but I was missing a pink one. I'd had one before, and it's been a few years, but I'm really, really pleased with having this in. So my goal is to use this 20 times to roll it out. I've used it 15 times since I put it into this project. So I'm reaching for it quite a bit. I've got 5 more uses until I can roll it out, but even after I roll it out, I definitely think I'll still be reaching for it because I really, really enjoy this shade on my cheeks. So this has been going well. I'm not struggling with it at all. Another product that I did finish up is my concealer. So this is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Fair Beige. So I did pull the stopper out. I was really struggling to get product. So I'm just going to try to show you around here. Hopefully you can tell though that all of what's on the side is just kind of dried there. I really can't scrape anything else out of there. And there's not much just sitting there, you know, like it looks like there's a lot on the outside, but when I put this up against a window, you really can tell that there's nothing actually there. So this is done. I do already have a backup of this concealer, so I've just moved into, you know, my replacement. But I am very, very happy that I finished this off. I don't know when the last time I finished a concealer was. Usually it takes me quite a while because I don't use a ton, but this is a great achievement for me. So I'm very happy with that being finished off. All right, and then lastly, I have 3 lip products to update you on. So the first one is my lip liner. This is the Delilah lip line in the shade Buff. And I do have a tracker sheet for this as well as keeping track of the actual uses. So I used this 19 times this month. I guess since my last update, it's not actually the month, but I'm making good progress. I feel like, you know, it's very easy to use. It's so thin, but it is a really nice kind of neutral pink shade. I'm finding that it wears well with pretty much anything I put over it, so that's nice too. On my sheet, I measured it. It's so thin that I don't want to hold it up and, you know, break it. But this is the progress I have made. So I started right here, of course, and then I have made this much progress. So I have quite a bit of product left in the package, but you know, quite a bit of it has already been used up, which tells me I probably could have this finished, I don't know, in the next 4 or 5 months if I just keep the same progress that I've been doing. So have it out by like midsummer time. That'd be pretty cool. So that is going well. The other shade that I'm tracking on this sheet of paper is my Ulta Terrestrial lipstick. This is the Velvet Matte Lip Crayon. To be honest, I haven't been using this a ton. My lips have been really, really dry this winter. And this is a matte lip product, and it's not like the worst matte lip product, but I've just been reaching for glosses more. I still have a decent amount of product left in here. And it's a little bit more like peachy as instead of pinky, which my lip liner is, but I still think that they pair well. I tracked that I used it 6 times this month, and I do have a little bit of progress to show, so that's this line here. So just a little change here in between the two, but still, you know, good progress. I think once we can get into spring and it's not as dry and windy and cold outside, my lips should recover better, and then I can start wearing this every single day. But I've just been more drawn towards lip glosses that offer a little bit more slip and hydration to my lips. So this is going slower than I'd prefer, but you know, what are you gonna do? The last item I had, speaking of lip gloss, is a lip gloss. My goal was to use this I Heart Revolution Marie Lip Gloss 10 times. I tracked 12 uses. It might have been an extra 1 or 2 in there, but definitely have surpassed that 10 goal. This is kind of like that Monster Highlight. It's a white lip gloss, which really just shows clear, and it has a pinky purple reflect to it. So it's really pretty. This is definitely a stickier formula, but it stays on the lips for a really long time because it is stickier. So I'm okay with that, but yeah, I did end up using this 12 times tracked. Like I said, could have been 1 or 2 more in there, but definitely reached my goal of using this 10 times, which is fabulous. So I am going to be rolling this lip product out. So let's go ahead now and introduce the new items I'm going to be bringing into this project. So we'll start with those eyeshadows. This is my little Z palette here that I use on a daily basis. So I'm bringing 2 new eyeshadows in, one as a liner and one as that lid setting shade. So for the lid setting shade, I have this ColourPop single. This already has pan in it. This is the shade In the Buff from ColourPop's Bare Necessities. So my goal is going to be to finish this shade up because I already have hit pan in it. I don't know how long that'll take me. I mean, I know it took me probably a month and a half to hit pan on this. I hit pan on this last year in my project pan. So I would guess this would probably take like 3-ish months to finish off. We'll have to see, but I am going to be starting with this one as soon as my Ulta one. Like I said, I've got like 1 use left in it. So once this is actually done, I will start using this one. And I will track the number of uses, but we'll also be tracking the pan. So I'll take photos of where I'm at currently with that shade. And then I'm also going to be bringing in another shade from the Bare Necessities palette as my liner shade. This is the shade Taboo. So this is, again, a dark brown, but it's a little bit more of a warmer brown, whereas Bedrock from the That's Taupe palette was more of a cool tone brown. So you can see already where I'm going to be, putting my brush into this. My goal for the project pan is to hit pan on this shade. It probably will take me 3 to 4 months is typically what it takes for me to hit pan on a ColourPop matte shade. I've gone through hit pan on other shades from them before as liners. So I think it'll probably take me 3 to 4 months depending on how crumbly this ends up getting. But I have used this already 4 times. Since I've hit pan on my Bedrock one, I just brought this one in immediately to start working on. So I've had 4 uses on this already that I will put into my spreadsheet to keep track of. Okay, so those are the 2 eyeshadows. I have 2 more products that I'm going to be rolling in. So the first one is a primer. This is the sample of the Smashbox Reduced Redness Primer. So I am right about here. I don't have too much left in the actual product. It's very, very small. I purchased this from the Sephora VIB sale just to try it out, and I'm glad I got the small size because it's not my favorite primer. I really don't like that silicone-y slip feel in primers anymore. I used to really like it, but now I don't know, I don't prefer it anymore. So I do like that this green does cancel out some redness. I do see that happen on my skin, but I don't like the slip in the texture of it. So I will be finishing this up because it doesn't, I don't know, the siliconeness doesn't hold my oils back as much as other primers do. So I typically have been using this for the past week or so on weekdays when I'm doing my makeup just for work. I'm not really like leaving the house. I don't have other plans. I will use this primer. Whereas if I know I'm going to have a longer day, maybe I'm going out to eat or seeing a friend or something, I will wear a different primer under my makeup that'll hold my makeup a lot longer in the day because I definitely get oily through this. So that's kind of the game plan. I will use this for like work only makeup days just because I don't really care if I get too shiny. I work from home, so it's just a few meetings every day that I have my camera on, so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, that is going to be the game plan here. So I would like to finish this up. I don't know if I can finish it by the next update. I'd like to think I could, but it also just depends how many days I end up wearing it, So I guess I would love to have this out by April, at a minimum, but that's going to be the plan there. And the last item I'm going to be rolling in is the CoverGirl lipstick here. I am wearing this one today. This is the shade Honeyed Bloom. So it's this cream pink shade. I find it really, really spring appropriate. It's also great for Valentine's. So today I wore this layered on top of the buff lip liner, and I really liked that pairing. It's very, very rich and hydrating, so it's a lot more hydrating than this other lipstick. My goal is going to be to use this 10 times. I just kind of feel like I overlook it in my collection. I don't really feel the need to have this out by March necessarily, by my next update. You know, it would be nice to kind of use this as I feel like it and not really force it upon myself. But so I'd be okay having this in for a few months and just having a couple uses per month, but I am really, really enjoying it. So I did use it today. I'm not going to count today's uses towards this goal of mine. So start like now on, I would like to have 10 uses out of this lipstick, but I think that'll offer me just a little bit more variety. And then, you know, I have my other lipstick here as well. So that is it for my Project Pan update. I feel like I'm kind of all over the place. I'm starting to get a cold, so I took some Dayquil earlier today, and I just feel like I have brain fog. So if I struggled over my words, that probably is why. But that is it. I hope you enjoyed my update today. Let me know how your Project Pans are going. That is going to be it for me today, though. So I will see you guys in my next video.